The political foundations of South Africa have been rocked to their core following the dramatic arrest of former ANC Secretary-General Ace Magashule, a man once regarded as untouchable within the ruling party. News of Magashule's arrest did not remain confined to South African borders. It has captured global attention, making headlines in international media outlets from London to Washington, Beijing to Dubai. The development marks one of the most consequential turning points in South Africa's post-apartheid political history, threatening to unravel the delicate balance of power within the African National Congress, ANC. For years, Ace Magashule has stood as one of the most controversial yet powerful figures in South African politics. Accused of corruption, tender irregularities, and wielding influence through patronage networks, he nonetheless retained fierce loyalty from a faction of the ANC often referred to as the Radical Economic Transformation (RET) bloc. His supporters painted him as a man of the people fighting against economic inequality, while his critics saw him as the embodiment of state capture and systemic corruption. But the arrest has done what years of speculation could not. It has put an end, at least for now, to Magashule's aura of invincibility. The news reportedly blindsided President Cyril Ramaphosa, who, according to sources close to the presidency, was informed of the arrest only shortly before it became public. While Ramaphosa has long positioned himself as a champion of anti-corruption reforms, insiders suggest that the speed and scale of the action against Magashule left even him stunned. This is not just about Magashule, it is about the ANC itself, one insider confided. The world is now watching to see whether Ramaphosa has the power to hold his fractured party together. International coverage has highlighted the magnitude of the arrest. Leading newspapers in Europe and North America have described it as a seismic shift in South Africa's political landscape. Analysts are drawing parallels between this moment and the high-profile trials of leaders in other nations where ruling parties were brought to their knees by corruption scandals. Investors, too, are closely monitoring the fallout, as questions rise over whether the ANC can maintain cohesion, or whether this could trigger a full-blown internal revolt that destabilizes South Africa's already fragile economy. On the ground, reactions are deeply divided. Supporters of Magashule have denounced the arrest as a political witch hunt orchestrated by Ramaphosa and his allies to weaken the RET faction. Small but vocal protests have broken out in several provinces, with demonstrators chanting Magashule's name and vowing that the struggle is not over. On the other hand, civil society organizations and opposition parties have welcomed the move, framing it as a long overdue step in holding corrupt elites accountable. This is a victory for the rule of law, one opposition leader declared. No one should be above justice, not even a former Secretary-General of the ANC. But beyond the symbolism, the implications are immense. The arrest has ignited whispers of potential mass defections within the ANC, with RET-aligned members reportedly considering breaking away to form a rival movement. If this happens, it could fracture the party that has dominated South African politics since 1994, opening the door for coalitions or even a dramatic loss of ANC dominance in the next election. Some political commentators are already calling it the beginning of the end for ANC hegemony. Meanwhile, the international community is taking careful note. Statements from foreign governments have emphasized the importance of South Africa upholding judicial independence and transparency, while markets are bracing for volatility. The arrest has become more than just a domestic scandal, it is now a global political spectacle, symbolizing the struggle between entrenched political power and the demand for accountability. For President Ramaphosa, the stakes could not be higher. His leadership is under pressure like never before. He must balance a divided ANC, reassure foreign investors, and convince ordinary South Africans that his anti-corruption stance is not mere rhetoric but a genuine crusade. Failure to do so could see his presidency weakened, or even toppled, by forces both within and outside his party. As the world watches, one truth has become undeniable: the arrest of Ace Magashule is not just the downfall of a man, it is a moment that could redefine the destiny of South Africa itself.